Disclaimer, I am not a therapist. These are just some of the tips and tricks that I've learned from having anxiety, and I really hope that these help you. Hey guys, what's up? It's Katie and I'm back again with another video. Today's video is going to be revolving around something that's very common nowadays, which is anxiety. Your girl has it, which is, just great. Just a great thing. Since I've had it for quite a while now and I guess kind of come to terms with it, I've learned a lot of things on how to kind of control it, I guess. Not only would I say controlling it, but to make myself a little less anxious each day. Being less anxious is always great. Anxiety is really bad. A lot of us have to live with it, unfortunately, and these are just some tips and tricks, I guess, that I've learned from having it. I don't want this video to be sad. I don't want this video to be sympathetic in any way. I don't want it to be emotional, I guess. Everyone gets anxious at some point of their lives, whether it be about an exam or whether it be about something as simple as going outside. These are just some things that I learned that you can do to make your day a little less anxious. My number one tip would be music. Obvious, right? Not really. Sometimes certain music can make you way more anxious. I guess it's discovering that fine line between music that makes you feel more anxious and music that makes you feel more comfortable. For me, I found the perfect music that makes me feel happy and calm and I guess feel at home. Music is different to everyone. Some songs that I listen to might not be the same songs you want to listen to. What I found out is music that's super slow and is very melodic doesn't help me. It makes me feel more anxious because it's too slow. And music that is really pumped and fast is too fast for me. I kind of found an in-between, I guess. So I listen to a lot of acoustic, but also kind of happy songs. I would definitely recommend making a playlist of a couple of songs that you guys love. They could be slow, they could be fast, they could be nostalgic. You could literally have Dynamite by Tayo Cruz on there, You don't know what's gonna make you feel at home. If you have a playlist on your phone, it's easy to access, it's easy to get to. You'll be able to listen to music wherever you are on the go. Tip number 2. Now, this one would also be quite an obvious one, I guess, would be to find a hobby. This can be determined in many different ways. A hobby could be where you go to the gym every day for 2 hours, or a hobby could be reading. A hobby could be watching a TV series or painting, or it can be anything that you love to do. But I would definitely recommend finding a hobby that is simple. Something that doesn't take a lot out of you. For example, going to the gym for like 5 hours a day, because you can't guarantee that you'll be able to do that every day. A lot of us have jobs, we have school, we have lives. You're not gonna have time. A hobby for me could mean sitting in my bed and writing a story. Or it could be baking. You know how ironic it is right now, because I'm feeling quite anxious right now and I'm doing little things you can do to be less anxious. So that's always great. Tip number 3, get off social media. Now, this is a controversial tip because everyone knows, yes, okay, social media can affect how you're thinking, how you look at things. It can make you more anxious. But sometimes social media can make you feel less anxious. It can be your safe place. You can love posting Instagrams and you want to keep checking your Instagram and you want to keep scrolling through your newsfeed and everything like that. But sometimes you can compare yourself and that's not always great. If you're feeling anxious, I would say to get off social media, even just for 10 minutes or half an hour or an hour, and just be with yourself. And that could literally mean being in your room listening to music, listening to that playlist. And that's also when the hobby comes in, because if you preoccupy yourself with something that you love to do, your mind's not going to want to think of the other things that you're thinking about. Number 4. This is also very ironic because I'm literally drinking an iced coffee right now. If you are a very anxious person and you drink coffee a lot or you want to drink coffee a lot, I would definitely recommend drinking decaf. Like, you can have 1 cup of coffee a day and I'd say that's a normal amount of coffee to have. But if you want another cup of coffee, I would definitely recommend going for decaf. It tastes the same, it tastes great, it gives you, that little sweet tooth if you're having a caramel latte. But I would definitely recommend having a decaf. And also to avoid caffeinated drinks such as, energy drinks or alcohol or anything like that, I would just recommend going off it for a little bit. Don't completely get rid of all caffeinated drinks from your life if you enjoy them, because if you enjoy them and you completely get rid of them, then you're going to feel anxious because you want to have that drink.
You know what I'm saying?
Be careful with the amount of caffeine that you drink, because it can actually affect how you feel and your mood, and it affects your anxiety a lot. I don't even know what number we're at. Is this 5, 6? I don't really know. If you are someone who struggles with confidence and that's the main reason for your anxiety, or you have social anxiety, this tip will help you hugely. Every morning and night, it will literally take about 10 seconds. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. As cheesy and weird as that sounds, it works. If you say that to yourself every morning and every evening, you are going to believe it. It's most likely true. You are beautiful, you're strong, you're confident. So I would say put yourself first and compliment yourself, because you wouldn't tell someone else they're ugly. You wouldn't tell someone else that they have no confidence, that they're struggling. So don't do it to yourself. Say to yourself every morning and night in the mirror, you're beautiful, you're strong, you're confident, because it truly works. It's definitely something that helped me become more happy. This next tip, I guess, would be my next tip. Now, I think that this is just, it's one of the best tips out there, but it's one of the hardest tips to follow. Give a little less of a just don't care what people's opinions are of you. If you want to wear a dress, you start to wonder what other people will think of you. It's going to change exactly how you feel about the way you look in that dress, how confident you feel in that dress, and it's going to push your anxiety to the roof. So all you need to do is give a little less of a crap. And that's basically saying to yourself, if you put on a dress and you feel comfortable and confident and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, yeah, and then you go outside and you suddenly start thinking about what other people think of you, the minute you realize that you're thinking about what other people's opinions are of you, start to think, what are my own opinions of myself? Don't think about anyone else's opinions. Imagine someone else wearing the dress that you're wearing. You probably wouldn't look at them twice. You probably wouldn't have any opinions of them at all. It's one of the hardest things to follow, especially when you suffer from anxiety, but it's one of those things where you just need to realize probably no one is staring at you. Most likely no one is judging you. At the end of the day, why does their opinion matter? If someone thinks badly of you, so what? You don't know them. You might not ever see them again. And if you do know them, you just know that that's someone toxic and that you need to get them out of your life. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk there. My next tip would be to be prepared. If you're anxious about an event, for example, if you're anxious about meeting new people or going out in public or going to a doctor's appointment or anything like that, be extra prepared for it. And that just means, you know, making reminders on your phone or waking up in time and just making sure that you have enough time to get everything done so you're not super anxious about anything else. You get me? Yeah, you get me. And I guess another added tip to this tip would be, for me, what I found really helps me is making lists. And that's not on my phone, that's writing them down. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. And I mean making a list of like 5 things that you know you can get done. And the next day, if you only get 2 things out of that list done, great. The fact is you got something done. And if you get nothing done from the list, so what? You make a new list the next day. Even if it's the same 5 things, make a new list. Make it fresh. Make it fresh in your mind. It will just help. It will help you be prepared for going to whatever you're going to. It will help you be less anxious about the situation. My last and final tip is to breathe. The amount of times I have forgotten to properly breathe, and I don't mean just like holding your breath like I forgot to breathe. No, I mean like slowing down and stopping, just breathing. Just, you know, this is one of the most important things, is not only to breathe, to allow yourself to have time to breathe, which means don't put too much on your plate and don't put too little on your plate. You gotta find the right in between. If 3 friends ask you to hang out in one day and one of them says, I need you, and the other one says, I need you too, and they're both asking, one in the morning, one in the evening, one in the afternoon, don't put that much on your plate. You need to put yourself first. Find that middle ground where you are comfortable getting from one place to another. If you're super busy one week and the next week you've completely nothing on, that whole week you're going to feel super anxious because you've literally had nothing to do for that week and you've been so busy. You need to stop going on that roller coaster, honey. You need to calm yourself. You need to make sure everything is spread out and that you have some days to yourself. And that's a good thing if you have one day where you have nothing to do. But my final tip is definitely to breathe and to put yourself yourself first. So those are my, I guess, tips and tricks for making your day a little less anxious. I really hope you guys found this helpful in some way. These are just a couple of things that I found out make me a lot less anxious. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, click that little subscribe button, you know, join the fam. Ew, I can't believe I said fam. I really love you guys, and if you watched this video, if this video helped you in any way, I'm so glad, because I just want to help you guys with some knowledge that I have, that I possess. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope to see you guys soon with another video, and turn on the post notifications, you know, that little bell down there, so you can get notified when I post, because I post videos every week. Bye!
Who let the dogs out?